Alright, here we are with the final game between Gordian and Veldi. So, Veldi here switched it up, went with the Lord Commissar Imperial Guard. So, we saw 2 Orcs, 2 Chaos, and Imperial Guard from Veldi, and Gordian going with the Apothecary. So, he did 3 Chaos, Force Commander, and now with the Apothecary. Makes me wonder, I guess that's all 5 of his heroes. I think you technically got a 6 hero for the playoffs, so I don't know what if he had a 6 hero. I probably did, but I kind of wonder what it was. Likewise for Veldi, I'm not sure what his picks were, if he had any other races in there. So Apothecary versus Imperial Guard is an interesting matchup. I find it to be a pretty tough one for Imperial Guard, just because the healing from the Apothecary really lets them absorb a lot more damage and stay on the field a bit more longer. And also the Commissar's big strength is mainly getting melee tying stuff up, and he becomes a lot less effective at that. His pistol, for example, bleeds scouts pretty good, but if they have healing from the Apothecary, he's not going to do that much. Toggling the shield pretty smartly, and just doing a lot of free damage to those attacks. Activating the shield there was unnecessary. I think it's just a waste of energy. The Commissar shield only absorbs damage 2 to 1, whereas most energy shields are 3.5 to 1 or 5 to 1. Most heroes have 5 to 1. There are a few exceptions, like Brother Captain, I think is 3.5 to 1. I want to say someone has a 4 to 1 shield, I'm not sure who. A bit of a VP lead here for Gordian getting this right side, but Veldi is probably going to get this VP decapped. Tac Squad getting this decap in his rec point in the middle. Gonna see a heavy bolter devastator from Gordian, probably with some vengeance rounds, and that becomes pretty tough to deal with, I think, for Veldi. Didn't open double sentinel, so maybe we'll see catechins. Oh, I speak of the devil. Yeah, so we're gonna see catechins out from Veldi, and then he's getting that second VP up on the high ground, so he's gonna have some VP bleed. He's gonna, I would focus these scouts down. We're not really seeing the Apothecary really contribute that much. He's kind of just doing his own side capping business. I get the sense that Gordian doesn't play a ton of Apothecary. So having the Apothecary go off his own is like the exact opposite of what you want to be doing, because you need him to heal your stuff so you can stay on the field. And this heavy bolter is going to have to pull back into the base turret here. Guardsmen just capping. They don't care about the Apothecary's little meat stick. Might... Oh, retreating. Okay. I was going to say he might just stick it out, try and decap that point anyway. It would probably be worth it. Second Devastator coming up for Gordian. So he's going double Devastator, which is not a bad choice if he gets the Vengeance rounds. That'll be pretty tough to deal with, I think. Catechins are okay against 1 Devastator. Against 2, it comes a little dicey. You want other stuff, other tools. I'm a big fan of the multi-laser turret against Devastator play. They're even with Vengeance rounds, they don't do a ton of damage to it, and also, you know, it kind of forces them to get a flamer, usually. It's pretty hard to kill the turret with just piercing damage. So, multi-laser turret is pretty powerful against this kind of build from SM. Getting caught in suppression here, taking a fair amount of damage. He does manage to disrupt them before the Vengeance rounds. Commissar is just barely gonna get it. No, he could have done it, he could have done it! You had it? Oh, that was really bad for Veldi. Gonna lose the Sentinel. Catechin's gonna be forced to retreat. Commissar forced to retreat. Tac Squad getting this VP. Catechin's not actually retreating. They got kind of lucky there. They didn't take any damage. And Guardsmen in a house are really inefficient because most houses only have 3 windows. And Guardsmen with only 3 guns is less than like half of the Guardsman squad. Tac Squad getting the Flamer too. I'm gonna take some model losses on approach here. Bad engagement here. Double Devastator going to be forced off here, full retreat. Tac Squad's going to force this off, maybe even go for Gen Bash. Getting a second Catechin, that can work, but you need to really micro the smoke bombs on the old reliable. And I don't know if he's been doing that super well. Everything, the multi-laser turret, you put that up here. These Devastators can't push up like this. And if they do, they're going to take some losses doing so. Commissar, no war gear for him. Power Sword would be a good choice, give him a sprint. Let him get into melee, do some more damage to both Devastators and Tech Marines. Triple cap coming up pretty soon. Gonna have a double cap with a decap. And then we're gonna have a triple cap pretty soon from the Apothecary. Apothecary, no war gear, not really contributing. I guess you can get away with this style. double Devastator if you're Apothecary. Like your Apothecary can be doing nothing if you go double Devastator. But I don't think that's really the most optimal. Scouts died somewhere, I kind of missed that. Probably say the Apothecary, or not Apothecary. Probably the Catechins just blasted them or something. So this might actually be a route for Gordian. He is set up again, getting knocked down again. This Catechin squad's too close, he's going to be able to melee that. And I think this Devastator is just going to get shot by the Catechins. Shoot them? Yes, shoot them. Yep, he's going to get up in there. So he did manage to force off the Devastators. This tax squad coming out with 2 health, or 2 models, is not going to do anything here. Just going to be forced to retreat. Getting this victory point up, so still just a double cap. Apothecary is a capping squad again. Why? He's got a lot of requisition, could get another scout. He's going to go to tier 2 right now. Both players going to tier 2 exact same time, which is kind of fun. Going to get the double demo charge here. It's going to be pretty nasty against these generators. Just barely survives. But he's going to get forced to retreat here. Something you can also do with the Commissar with these Catechins is you put Execute on them before you use Old Reliable, and it's a lot more damage. A lot more damage. Yeah, so Apothecary is just controlling this half of the map, no problemo. And, yeah, I don't know, Gordian's an interesting position here. Going into tier 2 at the same time as Imperial Guard. So your Imperial Guard, what do you get against Double Devastator? Well, if it was me, probably Ogryns. I think you get Ogryns. The Commissar has both the Flare and the Inspire Determination that breaks suppression. Both of those will let either the Catechins or the Ogryns just kind of mess up this stuff. The other option you can get is you just get a Manticore. And you can use the Manticore, you can queue it up, use Old Reliable, knock them down, knock down a Manticore, force retreat, easy. Catechin's taking a lot of free damage there that they didn't need to. Going for the Chimera though. Chimera is, I don't want to say the worst choice, but it is kind of the worst choice against Devastator play like this. Because the Vengeance Stones do enough damage to the Chimera that you can't really engage. And, you know, you can do some stuff with the Chimera, and also they can just get a last cannon. Swapping the Chimera for a Stormtrooper, though, that is the second worst choice, if you ask me. I would say Manticore or Ogryns, best choice. But you can get away with Stormtroopers. The problem is Stormtroopers... Yeah, I don't know. I think somehow Gordian's just maintaining this VP pressure here. We got 457 to 270, just barely capping this one. Not really using the Catechin smoke grenade to mitigate the suppression. Throwing the smoke grenade on... I don't think he knows how the smoke grenade works, which is common because different smoke grenades work the exact opposite ways, which is extremely confusing to everybody involved. And yep, we got the Stormtroopers coming in here, getting a knockdown, getting a tie-up after blowing up one poor member of that squad. I think his name was Fred. And force retreat here. That's going to be a tax squad dropping in here. So I think this might actually be a force retreat here. Catechin's going to go force retreat, almost certainly. But the Stormtroopers might do enough damage to actually kill the tax squad. Catechins are sticking around. Probably for the smart... probably the wise decision, because they could just melee the Stormtroopers. Getting Assault Kit on Stormtroopers is a good choice, because that can help counter Devastators. Very long range, very high damage. Apothecary just doing his business, victory points. Tax Squad gonna get some bash, and we got a Dreadnought coming from Gordian, so Veldi going for the Assault Kit Stormtroopers does not have anything to deal with that. That's also why I like the Ogryns. I think Ogryns, especially with the potentially you can get like either double Meltas or the Catechins, you can get like Power Claw and a Commissar, you can do all sorts of business. Ogryns can somewhat deal with a Dreadnought, especially if it gets a ranged variant like an Assault Cannon. Because otherwise Assault Cannon Dreadnought is very good against Catechins because it can just barrage them and kill half the squad. Finally, the Apothecary heals something, and Commissar is overextended here. Gonna have to retreat pretty soon. Not retreating. Does get a lucky special there though. That's his second breath. Oh, doesn't take it, and he does die. So not micro that engagement, micro this engagement down here, where he does force the Devastator off. Might get another model on this Devastator. Going for the Manticore now. Too late for that. I think the Dreadnought is going to show its face, and he's going to cancel that. either for heavy weapons team or Ogrins. I'd probably go heavy weapons team of the two. Yeah, cancels it, goes heavy weapons team. Okay. That is the wise choice. But yeah, I think you get that Manticore as the first pick against Devastator play for Space Marines. If they have more than one Devastator, just get a Manticore first thing. You can combo that with so many knockdown or snare abilities, especially with double catechins, that you can really get a lot of force retreats and potentially squad wiping levels of damage. And yeah, Manticore is good. I don't know. It's kind of a weird unit because it's not the most popular unit, especially as a first pick in Tier 2, but it can work extremely well against Devastator play or even double suppression play from Eldar or whatever. But Eldar Manticore is risky because of things like Fire Dragons or the Autarch or Warp Spiders or Banshees or Wraithguard or Falcon or really anything Eldar can do. So, you know, I'm very much of the opinion that Eldar have every single advantage they could possibly have against Imperial Guard in Tier 2. The only way Imperial Guard win against Eldar is by winning Tier 1. Like, you know, it's not like it's completely imbalanced, but I say easily, like, Eldar have all the advantages in terms of, like, every unit they can buy in Tier 2 is good. Dark Reapers are even good against Imperial Guard. They got that long range. You can kind of use them like Assault Kit Stormtroopers, just do damage from really far away. You can knock down stuff. You can counter the Sentinel. You can counter the Ogrins. Apothecary just waltzes in here. And yeah, that's a forced retreat from Veldi with a double cap, soon to be triple cap. Veldi is not able to spend any time healing his units up in base. And we got Gordian going Tier 3. Dreadnought does get pretty low there, actually. Almost losing that. It doesn't have a Scout to repair it again, so that is bad. This Devastator is going to actually die here, I think. One more shot. Old Reliable. Something. Oh, yay. Good job. But Generator is getting wiped by Veldi up here. Veldi floating power because he's so much bleed. He has to reinforce all these catechins, stormtroopers all the time, etc. Really, this everything the assault cannon would have been good against that heavy weapons team. Is you would just barrage it. So I think Gordian has enough advantage to pull this out pretty handily here. He's got the VP pressure. Angels of Death in this situation is not the most useful thing. I mean, I guess he will win this engagement because his Devastator is set up. Catechins getting in the house. Okay, good. Yeah, I was like, don't get in the house against a Flamer attack. That's just bonus damage. He can just stay and shoot the Flamer. Catechins have a really crabby squad formation against Flamers, but also they do have Flame Resist, thank God. So I think he could have just kept shooting it and actually just won. This squad going for the Gen Bash is a good choice, but Apothecary level 3 is just going to melee them. And we got a Scout Squad to repair this from Gordian. Follow-up from here is probably just a Predator. But if it were me, I would consider Vanguard Assault Marines. That really, there's two times you want to get Assault Marines. You want to get them in Tier 1 and in Tier 3 for Vanguard. You generally don't want to get a level 1 Assault Marine. Actually, Apothecary not doing nearly as well as I thought he would do here. He is getting beat up by those catechins. I guess they're level 3. But I would have thought he would have done better than that. I overestimated his competence. There's the Assault Cannon that is going to force these guys off. The Assault Cannon is also good because when it kills stuff, you get that 20% Fat Inspire bonus for your army. So getting that at the start of a fight from far away is better than getting up in melee and finally punching something, generally speaking. But yeah, I think Vanguard Assault Marines would be really good in this situation. The thing that's going to kill Veldi is map control and model bleed, and Vanguards are good at both of that. Predator is good at bleed and models, not so good at map control, and it's risky with the las cannon. With the commissary, you can just execute the las cannon, kill it in like 3 shots. Like, it's I think he just has to getting up this Devastator up here is going to be really frustrating to deal with. Apothecary going back to his, he tried fighting, it did not work out for him, so now he's back to capturing the VPs. Assault Cannon Dreadnought is also really good up here because this bottleneck is a good barrage spot. And las cannons have a lot of really awkward moments trying to deal with vehicles on the high ground here. Generally, holding this high ground is the key to winning this map because you got 2 VPs, you got a Power Fame, you got Requisition, you got everything you need, really. So, no Predator yet from Gordian, maybe a Land Raider. he can certainly almost afford one. And that will be harder to deal with, I think, than the Predator. There's the barrage, and the heavy weapons team might actually just die here. Yeah, it's gonna die. And round 2 between the Apothecary and the Catachins. It's level 1 Catachin. But I think Veldi calls GG there. So I think Veldi is about to concede. And yeah, Veldi concedes the match. So that was game 5. 3-2 for Gordian versus Veldi. Thanks for watching.